What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I know I had a little hiatus, and now I'm back here with the Midweek Burnout here with Factory 11 with the ARCA cars. Getting ready for race week number 8 here. Last week was a thriller over on SLR as Randy Reeser took the win, but Landon Moody and others looking to have a good run here tonight. About to see what happens here at the Midweek Burnout. We're going to go ahead and see if I can knock some of this rust off. Definitely going to be a little bit rusty here. Hold on one second, guys. Trying to confirm this thing so I get the... All right. All right, we got all that over there. I see you guys over there taking a look at the stream. Make sure you guys put a like, a share, and a follow out there. Let's go ahead and see who's out on the track. John Smeal out on the track right now. Gonna go ahead and jump on him, see what he's able to do in that number 13. Such a tight race right now between Landon Moody, Mark Thrash, and Keith Hackney up at the front for the points. We're going to see how all that works out for these guys here tonight. Let me go ahead and update my title for... Oh, Kansas. All right, had to go update over on what's up. Yeah, welcome back. Thank you. Yes, I am back. I am back here once again. I see you, Riley. I see you, Clint. I see you, Shane. Shane out there telling Riley hi. As we watch John Smeal start his first lap, complete his first lap. He's out there with a 31.402. Currently the quick time for John Smeal in that number 13 machine. Oh, we got the wall on lap number 2. That's usually your heater. We're going to jump over to Johnny No Pants. Johnny Gutekunst out on the track in that number 41 machine. He's looking to have a good lap here. So I am doing the stream a little bit differently here tonight. I do have it hooked up over on somebody gave diamonds. I got to figure out what I can see and what I can't. I do have it hooked up over on OBS now instead of on TikTok Studio, as Johnny Gutekunst going to go quick time with a 31.292, and there is Landon Moody. No surprise there with the quick time, a 31.017 for Landon Moody as he jumps up to the top of the charts. Let's see, will it tell me who is out there? It's not showing me. Looking to see if I can see the gifts. It does say I got 5 diamonds. I have no clue what they were for. So I'm trying to figure out this new thing. As Landon Moody going to have the quick time out there. Johnny No Pants we're on board with now. We got Asher out on the track. Let's go jump on with Asher in the number 18 machine. Looks like Keith Hackney has not hit the track yet, as Asher is going to go second quick with a 31.182. Is the trash can has not hit the track yet. Let's see if Asher is able to pick it up any here on lap number 2. Oh, he looks a little loose there in turn number 3 and 4. Let's see how it's going to look as he comes out of turn number 4 to the line. Asher is going to pick it up a bit, but not enough. A 31.128. He does not pick it up, actually, as he is going to have to go ahead and settle with second for now. The trash can out on the track. Keith Hackney out on the track also in the number 69. We're going to jump up here with Mark Thrash as he does his lap. All right, if anybody gives me a gift, if you're over on TikTok, let me know because I cannot see it. Mark Thrash out there starting lap number 1. Where is he going to put that number 38 here tonight? as he is going to rip the top side. Top side is the place to be as he heads through turn number 3 and 4. Mark Thrash in the number 38 MDI TV machine as he comes out of turn number 4. Let's see where he's going to set himself here for tonight. Which heat will he be in as he comes across the line? Mark Thrash going to go 5th quick with a 31.175. Hackney is the slowest one on the track right now. Mark Thrash might be picking up the pace here on lap number 2. Keith Hackney pedaled his first lap, obviously, with a 32.3. Let's see if he's able to pick up the lap time here on lap number 2 as he comes out of turn number 4. He's going to come across the line. He's going to be 7th quick with a 31.275. Keith Hackney is not going to be happy with that lap time. Here's another hot rod out on the track. The number 20 of Sean Pointer. We'll see how Haas does. We'll see how Shane does. All right, so Sean Pointer going to come across to complete lap number 1. Where's that going to put him? That's going to put him 23rd quick with a 31.9. Will he be able to pick up the lap here? The time on lap number 2 as he comes down the back straightaway. Could he upset Landon Moody here? If there is one driver out there that is able to do that, it could be the number 20 of Sean Pointer as he comes through turn number 3 and 4. Looking for that quick time. Will he get it here out of turn number 4? Sean Pointer is going to did not pick up the pace. Did he hit the wall on lap number 2? But he was slower on lap number 2, maybe. I don't know, but he did not pick up the pace on lap number 2. He's going to be starting shotgun on the field. All right, so that looks like that is going to be the end of qualifying. Let's see if we move over to racing. Yeah, nope, it is going to run this through maybe. Oh, there's only 2 seconds left. Let's see what these guys are able to do. So it is good to be back. I had a couple technical difficulties. Definitely went through a rough time there, and clearly haven't been on for 2 weeks. I am back. Happy to be back. Happy to see what happens here tonight as we get ready for heat race number 1. All right, what are we doing? I don't know what we're doing. I guess we're doing something a little bit different. I guess we're only locking in the top 2 out of each heat race and then running the consi. Let's go ahead and hit up tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 1, it's going to be the number 84 of Landon Moody. Yeah, you can join. It's an open hosted, Riley. Starting outside of him in the number 64 machine, in that number 2 spot, it's going to be Connor McGowan. Starting in 3rd here tonight in the number 38 machine, it's going to be Mark Thrash. Outside of him in the number 69, it's going to be Keith Hackney. I'll tell you what, this is an interesting heat. We got the top 3 in points, all in heat race number 1. Connor looking to be the spoiler here tonight. Starting inside row number 3 in that number 5 spot. In the number 34, it's going to be Brandon Gibbs. Outside of him in the number 13, it's going to be John Smeal. Starting inside row number... let me just read it. Starting in 7th, it's going to be Randy Reeser. Outside of him, it's going to be Jory Nix. It's going to be Remington James starting in 9th. Alexander Smith in 10th. Robert Andring in 11th, and Sean Pointer in that number 12 spot. Top 2 going to transfer through into the feature here tonight. I'm doing good, Bentley. Good to see you. As we look for the green flag in the restart zone, green flag is out. Oh, Moody and Thrash going to get a great start as they come across the line, heading for turn number 1. Here comes Thrash, looking for the lead already. He's going to jump to the bottom side as Moody goes to the top. Mark Thrash going to take the lead out of turn 2. They're 4 wide almost. Out of turn number 2 as Hackney threads the needle down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3. Hackney trying to take that number 2 spot. Moody's going to roll the top. Moody should get the momentum this time out of turn number 4 as they come down the front straightaway. Looking for the start finish line. It is going to be Mark Thrash at the line. Landon Moody in second. Remember, that number 2 spot is so important. Top 2 automatically transfer into tonight's feature as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Moody's going to get that number 2 spot. Hackney falls back to third. Connor in that number 4 spot as Brandon Gibbs is trying to hold on to 5th. Here comes Sean Pointer already up to the number 6 spot. He started shotgun on the field. Not sure what happened to Smeal, but Smeal down on pit road as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Gibbs trying to fight hard on that outside. I think I'm getting a little bit of a stutter here. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Drag race looking for turn number 3. Pointer gets checked up. Jory into the back of him. They're going to keep it straight down the back straightaway. Here comes Jory down low. Nick's up underneath Pointer through turn number 3 and 4. That bottom side is not the place to be as they come out of turn number 4 as Sean Pointer going to easily keep that number 6 spot as we move back up to the front. Let's see Moody trying to gain ground on that number 38. He's going to move the bottom side. Moody not able to gain ground on Mark Thrash. Dirty Air is going to do a lot to these cars here tonight. As you can see, Landon Moody is stuck behind Mark Thrash. He's going to go to the bottom side and turn number 3 and 4. Try to grab some clean air. Looks to put the nose up underneath Thrash. He's going to get there out of turn number 4. We got a race for the lead heading into turn number 1. That's going to drive Hackney into this race as Moody's going to take the lead in turn number 1 and 2. Thrash going to try to cross him over. Big run for Thrash out of turn number 2. Big run as Moody gets the wall. Thrash going to the point back down the back straightaway. Thrash going to take the lead. Here comes Hackney. Moody's going to chop that nose block, puts the block on Hackney. Hackney on the binders as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. First, second, third, and fourth, nose to tail. 5 laps complete. Checkered flag is out. Mark Thrash takes the win and heat race number 1. Landon Moody second. Hackney, Connor, Gibbs, Pointer, Nix, Reeser, Smith, James, Andring, and Smeal all go into the Consi here tonight. Well, that was a fun little heat race. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at heat race number 2. It is going to be Asher Hansen starting on the pole here in heat race number 2. Let's go ahead and pull up that starting lineup. My voice is not used to this, by the way. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 2, it's going to be the number 18 of Asher Hansen. Outside of him in the 327 on the controller, it's going to be Timothy Mesmer Jr. Starting inside row number 2 in that number 3 spot, it's going to be the 23 of Shane Haas. Outside of him, it's going to be the 16 of Zach Wells. Starting inside row number 3 in that number 5 spot, it's going to be the number 41 of Johnny No Pants. Outside of him in the number 11, it's going to be Cody Nevin. Now, will Cody Nevin keep the nose on here tonight? That's the big question. Starting in 7th, it's going to be Dalton DeRosa. Outside of him in the 88, it's going to be Kevin Prettyman. Starting inside row number 10 in the number 9 spot, in the number 82, it's going to be Jared King. Outside of him in the 747, starting 10th here tonight, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 21, it's going to be Tony Basler. All right, we got them lined up side by side down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. It is going to be Asher Hansen leading them to the green flag here tonight. Who's it going to be? Pace car is in. Go Kyle Busch, says Nathan. Yeah, that's Asher, but yeah. Looking for the green flag in the restart zone. Green flag is out. Timothy with a good start on the outside. Timothy going to send it in hard on the outside, heading for turn at number 1 and 2. Asher down on the bottom. Who's going to have the lead out of turn number 2? I feel like they're going to have a good advantage. They almost hit in turn number 1. Timothy's going to lose a little bit of ground as Asher gets the run out of the 2, but here comes Timothy back on the outside. Drag race down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3. Shane Haas going to fall back a little bit as Asher going to try to take the lead out of turn number 4. Here comes Timothy back to the outside with the side draft. Drag race to the line. It's going to be Timothy at the line this time by. Asher has to fall back in line as Timothy takes the lead as they head for turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Shane Haas down to the bottom side. As Timothy leads it, we got a battle for the number 2 spot out of turn at number 2. Down the back straightaway. Shane Haas hard in the wall out of turn number 2. Back up to the front. It's going to be Timothy leading the way. Asher in second. We got a black flag out there. Did they clear it? It's Asher. Asher got a black flag. Not sure how he got the black flag, but Timothy leads the way. Asher trying to close in. Here comes Asher back to the bottom side. Asher going to look to the bottom side as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Timothy going to get the wall. Here comes Asher down to the bottom side. Asher going to try to take the lead in turn number 3 and 4. He sends it in, but Timothy sends it in hard on the outside. Asher gets the apron. He's going to get a little loose down on the bottom. He's got to drop down on pit road. It gave him a black flag. He's got to run a drive-through. So Asher down on pit road. That's going to give Cody Nevin the number 2 spot as he makes his way around Shane Haas. Shane Haas back to the number 2 spot as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Shane Haas trying to get the run back. Johnny No Pants. Big run out of turn number 2. Nevin's going to come to the bottom side, block that momentum. Oh, Johnny is up the track into Shane's door. It's a big race for the number 3 spot as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, it's going to be Johnny No Pants at the line that time by. So battle's going to be for third on back. Looks like Johnny's going to get it. Here comes Shane Haas, though, with a big run through the middle of 3 and 4. He's got to back out of it. 1 and 2. He's got to back out of it. Down the back straightaway. Zach Wells going to take the number 4 spot. They're 3 wide. It's a 17 and Dalton into Shane Haas. Big wreck in turn number 3 and 4. Big wreck in turn number 3 and 4. Big wreck in turn number 3 and 4, but the checkered flag is out. Timothy going to take the win. Cody Nevin takes that number 2 spot. Looks like Gutekunst, Wells, Basler, Banks, Prettyman, Haas, King, DeRosa, and Hansen are all going to the Consi here tonight. Let's get ready for well, everybody makes it, so it's not an LCQ, but let's get ready for the B main. Oh, no, they didn't run the B main. It did not run the B main. That's wild. All right, so it did not run the B main. That was odd as these guys are going to jump out for the warm-up. They're going to get some more time out on the track as the sun is starting to set. Mark Thrash and then number 38 with a great run. Going to start on the pole here tonight. He was struggling in practice. We were joking around. How funny would it be if he got a worse finish here at Kansas, but he found some speed and found a victory in heat race number 1. That is definitely going to help his run for the championship here tonight because they do get points in those in those races. All right, let's see. $110 laps here tonight, guys. 110 laps. Who are your picks for tonight's race? Let me know in the chat. What are you guys thinking? Who's going to be our winners here tonight? Make sure you guys are getting those likes, shares, and follows in as we get ready for tonight's main event. Let's go take a look and see where we are at over on YouTube. Got a few people watching over there. Got a few over on Facebook. I definitely haven't been on in a while, so The view, we are looking like we are a little light on the views here tonight. So make sure you guys get those likes, shares, and follows out there. Got to pick Mark. Yeah, Mark, that was a strong run for Mark there in his heat race. All right, we're going to see who's going to be on the pole here. So it is a 6-car invert. Let's go ahead and take a look and see who was in that number 3 spot in heat race number 2. I forgot. It's going to be Johnny No Pants starting on the pole here tonight for the main event. That is going to be a good starting spot for him. Going to be interesting. These guys got to keep these cars clean for 110 laps. They only get 2 set of tires, but they are going to have to pit at least 3 times here tonight. So one of those pit stops, they are not going to be able to take tires here tonight. That is definitely going to make the strategy awfully interesting here tonight. Let's see. Who do we got out here? Let's see. Oh, they're wrecking. They're wrecking. They are wrecking. Oh, let's see. Do we have... We don't have No Pants over there in the ARCA chat over there. I was going to go talk to him, but he is not over there to go mess with. He's going to be our pole sitter here tonight. I think Keith Hackney. What's up, Brett? What's up, buddy? Dirty Mac Motorsports. Let's go, Zach Wells, he says over there. I am back. I am rusty, and should be interesting. Should be interesting here tonight. Definitely starting to get some people over there on YouTube. Facebook is looking pretty light right now. Oh, landed for the W, says Scott Dobbs. Oh, it did show up. I was like, I didn't think it showed up over on my regular chat, but it did show up. Appreciate you guys. Dalton Allen, thank you for the share. Keith Hackney, thank you for the share. Appreciate it, guys. Keith Hackney, currently the quick time here in the warm-up. Going to be interested to see how this plays out. I know he can't be happy with how his qualifying went here tonight, or even the heat race. He was looking to do a little bit better than that. Johnny No Pants on the pole here tonight in that number 41 machine. If you guys missed last week, it was over on SLR. You can go check them out over on Facebook. But a hell of a race over there on the dirt side. Randy Reeser taking his first victory of the season. Definitely a good one for him. Struggling a little bit more here as we get back on the asphalt, but we'll see. Maybe he can get a solid finish here tonight. Currently in the number 9 spot here in the warm-up. That is going to be the under warm-up. Mark is wrecking like a motherfucker, says Clinton. Right? He is definitely wrecking like a motherfucker. All right, let's get ready for tonight's main event. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 41 machine, it's going to be Johnny Gutekunst. Outside of him in the number 69, starting in second, it's going to be Keith Hackney. Starting in that number 3 spot in the number 11, it's going to be No-Nose Cody Nevin. Starting in the number 5 spot here tonight in the 327, it's going to be Timothy Mesmer Jr. Outside of him, our heat race number 1 winner in the number 38, it's going to be Mark Thrash. Starting on the inside of row number 4 in that number 7 spot, it's going to be Connor McGowan. Outside of him in the number 16, starting in 8th here tonight, it's going to be Zach Wells. Starting in the number 9 spot in the number 34 machine, it's going to be Brandon Gibbs. Outside of him in the number 21, it's going to be Tony Basler. Starting in the inside, row number 6, in that number 11 spot, is going to be Sean Pointer. Outside of him, in the 747, starting 12th here tonight, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Then rounding out the rest of this 23-car field here tonight, in the number 13 spot, it's going to be Jory Nix. 14th, it's going to be Kevin Prettyman. Starting in 15th, it's going to be Randy Reeser. Outside of him in the number 23. Starting 16th, it's going to be Shane Haas. Starting 17th, it's going to be Alexander Smith. 18th, going to be Jared King. 19th, it's going to be Remington James. Starting in the number 20 spot, it's going to be Dalton DeRosa. 21st, Robert Andring. In the number 22 spot, it's going to be Asher Hansen. And last but not least, in the number 23 position, it is going to be John Smeal. Looking for the green flag here out of turn number 4 in that restart zone. Johnny No Pants, bring him to the green. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they head down into turn number 1 and 2. These guys looking to get single file if they can, maybe not, as Keith Hackney going to hold strong on the outside. Having the lead here tonight is going to be such a big advantage with that clean air as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Hackney going to take the lead into turn number 3. Here comes Landon Moody. He's going to set it in hard on the outside in 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Big run for Landon Moody. He's going to lead lap number 1. What a run to the outside by Landon Moody as he takes the lead heading for turn number 1 and 2. Oh, that lead is so important, and Moody not wasting any time. He takes the lead down into turn number 1 and 2. Hackney falling back to second as Cody Nevin and Johnny No Pants going to race for the number 3 spot. They're going to split Hackney into turn number 3. 3 wide for the number 2 spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Nevin's going to get a little tight, pushes up the track, has to hold it off on Hackney. Hackney's going to fall back. Who's going to have second at the line? I think it was Cody Nevin, but Johnny No Pants so close on the outside. Down into turn number 3 and 4, side by side. Big run for Johnny Gutekunst as he comes out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, he's going to take the number 2 spot, looking for turn number 3. Timothy comfortably in the number 4 spot, not really pushing the issue in the 327. Mark Thrash in 5th. Keith Hackney falls all the way back to that number 6 spot as they come out of turn number 4. Let me check out these other camera angles. Oh, that might be a good one. Let's try number 1. I couldn't tell the difference. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Big battle back here as Shane Haas tries to move his way up through the field. He's already up 8 spots in the number 23, working up underneath Tyson Banks as they head through turn number 3 and 4. So some of these guys trying to get up to the front. So you don't want to push it too hard. We only get 2 extra sets of tires. 3 pit stops are going to be needed for gas here tonight, but only 2 extra sets of tires. Taking care of these tires is going to be so important. You're going to watch these guys roll the bottom side trying to save tire here tonight as Johnny No Pants sideways in that number 2 spot. Here comes Cody Nevin looking down low. Nevin going to dive down low in turn number 3 and 4 as Johnny Gutekunst's going to roll the high side as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. We are 5 laps into this one. So far, clean and green as they head for turn number 1 and 2. So Mark Thrash and Hackney have fallen back a little bit. I think Thrash might be playing a little monkey see, monkey do with Hackney. Sees Hackney not pushing it too hard. He knows that it's one of those people he is battling for the championship. Rather than push it to go catch Moody, he's probably going to try to hang strong with the 69 here tonight. That would be a good strategy for him. As Sean Pointer looks up underneath. Oh, they're going to be 3 wide down the front straightaway. Here comes Sean Pointer looking for more as he takes them 3 wide. Timothy in the middle. Contact. Big hit for Tyson Banks in turn number 1 and 2. Banks hard in the wall in turn number 1 and 2. He tried to save it, but Timothy pushes up into him. As will we get that caution flag as they come out of turn number 2? No caution so far. As Landon leads the way, Johnny Gutekunst in second, Cody Nevin in third. Tyson Banks is not going to get that yellow flag as they head into turn number 1 and 2. So, you know, another thing about not pushing it so hard here tonight, they got to worry about those little slides like Banks just had. You don't want to get contact with another car and burn up those tires Banks hitting the wall. He is down on the bottom side trying to make his way to pit road. He is going to go one lap down there. They do give wave rounds when they get the caution, so he should make his way back out on the lead lap as Landon Moody continues to command this race into turn number 1 and 2. Battle for second is definitely starting to heat up. Here comes Timothy looking down low, up underneath Cody Nevin for the number 3 spot. He's going to get up underneath there. Pointer trying to bring himself up into the mix as Nevin's going to go ahead and back out. He says, you know what, guys? I don't mind being in 5th. He drops back to the number 5 position. I'll tell you, 3rd, 4th, and 5th have really been pushing it. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th have really been pushing it here. That could cost them later on. We're going to find out what happens. And here comes Pointer looking down low out of turn number 2 as Mesmer gets the wall down the back straightaway heading for turn number 3. So far, keeping it lean and green. Everybody kind of just minding their P's and Q's as they head into heading for turn at number 1 and 2. Still shaking it down. Here comes Timothy looking for the number 2 spot as he gets to the outside of Johnny No Pants out of turn number 2. Timothy Mesmer making his way forward in the 327. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Moody continues to lead 1.4 seconds out in front, which is great for him. He's able to manage his fuel and his tires as Asher goes around. We got a wreck down the front straightaway. 1-2 cars. Yellow flag is out. Asher goes around. Let's go take a look and see if we can figure out what happened here. Oh, no. Alexander gets a little bobble there up into Asher. Alexander with a big hit in the wall. Looks like Asher might have just gone around and looped it. That is tough for him, though. You remember, you got to take care of these tires. And do not take your tires when you go on pit road. This is way too early to take one of your few sets. So make sure these guys got to make sure that if they are going to come down on pit road, they do not accidentally take their tires. We're going to see people play that strategy and go ahead and top off on fuel now as Moody is dominating this race here so far tonight. So we are 12 going on 13 laps into this one. So far, so good. What do you guys think out there as we get through the first 13 laps of this one? I just realized I didn't notice that until now that the messages from the other chats do go over to the TikTok. Looks like Johnny No Pants going to stay out. But Landon Moody, Timothy Mesmer, Sean Pointer, Cody Nevin, Mark Thrash, pretty much everyone. Basler's going to stay out. Might as well just call the ones that don't go onto pit road. Looks like 2 cars stay out here after the first caution. So remember, these guys do not want to use their tire. We're going to see if anybody accidentally does use them. I'm curious if that'll happen here tonight. Somebody will definitely be upset. I'm sure they will mic up and yell at themselves. As we work the first caution flag here of the night. All right, let's see. Everybody off of pit road. Looks like nobody took tires. Kevin Prettyman still on pit road. Hopefully, he's taking damage. He's got damage on that thing. Tyson Banks had to take his fast repair as he got wrecked in that 747. Let's see. He should be able to get his laps back here. He'll be jumping to the outside as Johnny No Pants takes the lead. He just felt that track position meant more than going down and getting gas. Working the first caution flag here of the night. Pace car's on the oval. Pace car's always on the oval, whoever said that. There you go, Randy. There you go. There you go. Randy must be listening to the stream, huh? All right, we got them stacked up 2 by 2, looking for the green flag this time by Johnny No Pants. Going to bring him to the green in that number 41 as they stack them up. All right, let's see what happens. I'll tell you what, Mark Thrash having a good run here tonight in the number 38. Look for him to try to make some moves to close in on that points lead. He needs to beat out Landon Moody. Moody's still looking for a win in this series. That is actually a big surprise. He's had some strong runs, but has not pulled off a victory. Could he finally do it here tonight? Green flag is out as Johnny No Pants on the gas down the front straightaway. Gets a big jump heading for turn number 1. Topside did not really go here as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Tony going to drop down in line. Here comes Timothy Mesmer up on the outside. He is thumbing the hell out of that controller out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Big push by Mark Thrash. Mark Thrash up to the number 3 spot. He's looking for more. Up underneath Timothy into turn 3 and 4 as Landon Moody goes to the high side. They're 3 wide for the number 3 spot out of turn number 4. They're going to split Johnny No Pants down the front straightaway. Battle for the lead. Mark Thrash on the bottom. Timothy up high into turn number 1 and 2. Still going to keep it 3 wide now for second as Timothy takes the lead as they head through 3 and 4. Here comes Moody with a big run out of turn number 2. Come on, triggers, says Brandon. Down and always Moody behind the 41, right? Here comes Moody down on the bottom side. He pushes up almost into Timothy's door as they come across the line. Timothy going to lead that time by. Yeah, strategy's definitely going to play a big role here tonight as we got contact further back as Tony came down into the door of Mark Thrash. Here comes Landon Moody down to the bottom side out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Oh, big contact. They're wrecking. They're wrecking down the back straightaway. Big wreck down the back straightaway. Mark Thrash is wrecking like a motherfucker. Wow, he's able to keep it out of the wall. Had to lock it down. Going to lose a ton of track position, but able to keep that car clean. Yellow flag does come out. It looked like Mark Thrash might have gotten a little loose out of turn number 2. We're going to go back and take a look at that one as the caution flag comes out once again. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so that is not what I thought happened. If you look at Tony's going to come down, get into the back of Johnny, then down into Mark Thrash, hooks Mark Thrash up into Johnny No Pants. Ooh. Look at that. Oh, Johnny hard into the inside wall, but Mark Thrash able to keep it out. It wasn't a big thing. Mark was coming up. They just kind of made contact down the back straightaway. Yeah, he's got to get back to work now. Now going to the back of the pack. Sky Hub says, I hope the 84 and the 30. It's the 327. If you look really close, there is a 27 on 7 on that thing. See, there you go. The little 7. Honestly, he's got a 7 on there because I think he's a fan of me. And I usually race the number 7. So, you know, if I were to ask Timothy, I'm sure that's what he would say. All right, so Tyson Banks going to get a lap back here. This is going to get him back on the lead lap. As Timothy leads the way here tonight. We got people down on pit road getting that gas. As we are 19 laps into this one. I don't know if Mark is taking tires or if he's just got a little bit of damage on that thing, but Mark Thrash still on pit road in that number 38 machine. I think he might add a little bit of damage. There was some contact through that run as he's going to be starting shotgun on the field here tonight. 77 is overall better. That Scott Holmes says that's why I'm the poor 17. You guys are funny. The 82 is going to do some work here. Yeah, you know, it could happen. Oh. Jared's got a little bit of work to do back there in the number 16 spot. He's going to be looking to work his way forward as we go 1 to go heading into turn number 1 and 2. We are going green flag this time by. Right? Right? You can't go wrong with the number 7, right? All right, we got them stacked up 2 by 2 through the field. We got a few people probably, you know, these guys just took some gas back here. This could put them at an advantage here tonight, later on, if we get a green flag run. I don't know how long they can go on a fuel run, so it's going to be interesting to see if somebody has been able to make it so they can split it up on 2 more stops. Make sure you guys don't forget to get those likes, shares, and follows out there. Let's get some more people up in the stream as they come out of turn number 4, looking for that green flag. Green flag is out as Timothy on the gas down the front straightaway. Moody did not go. Sean Pointer all over the back of him. Moody asleep a little bit on that restart. Pointer is not happy about that. He got in the back of the number 84. That's going to cost him as Nevin is up underneath him through turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, Moody's going to come up the track, put the block on the number 20. Now looks up underneath Timothy, looking for the lead into turn number 3 and 4. Here they go. Can Timothy take the lead, or Timothy keep the lead? Moody's going to shove it in hard. There's no room up top. He's got to lift as they come to the line. Who's going to have it at the line? It's Timothy at the line that time by. Damn, I can barely talk. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Timothy going to continue to hold that top side. Landon Moody down low out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Almost contact between Pointer and Moody as they head into turn number 3. Pointer looking for the number 2 spot. That top side is so darn fast here tonight as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. We got a spin. DeRosa is sideways. Big wreck down the front straightaway. Caution flag is out. Oh my God, I think I seen Prettyman on his door in that number 88 machine. Caution flag comes out. Not really sure what happened here. Happened at the Rosa. Oh my God. Let's take another look at this one. Oh, he just came down. He expected, I think he expected Shane to be a little bit lower than that. Oh, the 9 gets into the wall. Let's see what happened to Hackney. Hackney gets caught up in this one. Let's see what happens to Hackney. Oof. Hackney with a big hit there. That's going to cost him a lot as the caution flag comes out. So let's go look at this between DeRosa and Shane Haas once again. Kind of see what might have happened here. Not sure. Not really sure. I don't think Shane did anything wrong. I think that was just they ran out of room. I think Dalton thought that Shane was going to go a little bit lower. Shane did not. Just kind of a racing deal there as the caution flag comes out for the 3rd time here tonight. Looked like Clint Sheehan wrecked. No, they definitely weren't supposed to be sideways there. All right, so lots of people coming down on pit road, getting the gas topped up. Pointer going to lead the way now. Cody Nevin, Asher Hansen, and Mark Thrash able to stay out. He's going to jump back up into the number 4 spot. No Pants comes out. So strategy definitely rolling here. Jared King going to be up to the number 6 spot. Lots of cars down on pit road. Let's see if anybody's taking tires. I mean, I'm sure some of this is damage. Yeah, some of this has got, I don't know, did Connor take tires? He was on there for about the time it takes for 4 tires, unless it was damage. All right, so a lot of quick repairs got used up on that one. Just heard over the radio. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys play this moving forward, knowing that we still got a lot of racing left here tonight. 110 laps. We were only 26 laps complete when they crossed the line this time by. Is my TikTok working all right, guys? Oh, it is. All right, so we're gonna stack them up here once again. Let's see, are the lights on? They are off. We're gonna set them up 2 by 2. We are looking for the green flag this time by, as Sean Pointer and Cody Nevin gonna lead them on that front row. Yeah, what's up, Pallet Jack? That looked like a Clint Sheehan wreck. Yeah, no, I looked down at my phone. For some reason, it's buffering on my browser. But that's whatever. Looks fine everywhere else. Looks like everything's pretty smooth. So this is the first time I've used OBS for TikTok, so this should be interesting to see how this goes. Green flag is out as Pointer on the gas. The top side definitely asleep. Cody Nevin, wake up as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Down into turn number 1 and 2 is going to be Pointer leading the way. He's got Asher all over the back of him. No pants up to the number 3 spot. Timothy is looking for more. We got a caution flag out once again. Big wreck down the front straightaway. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's see what happened here. I don't know what you guys call that. I can't tell if he came. Oh, yeah, he came down trying to get low on Nevin, and Moody was there causing a wreck here once again tonight. Car spinning here early on this start. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We'll just blame it on Darm. Darm! All right, so 4 caution says we're going to be 30 laps complete. This is the thing I've noticed. We'll get a flurry of cautions and then some green flag runs. So this hopefully is our flurry, and let's see if we can run this out. The other thing you got to think of is they only have so many fast repairs. Their tires are going to be whooped. Unless it's a bunch of cars, they won't throw the caution flag. So I got to imagine we're going to be cleaning ourselves up naturally here soon if things don't change. All right, let's see. Well, we were going to run some Gen 4s at Bristol after this. I don't know if I'm going to have it in me. We still got a lot of racing here tonight. So might have to do it tomorrow. I was going to race. I wasn't going to watch. Let's see if we get that one to go at the line. One to go. They're going to stack them up 2 by 2. We're going to try this again. Mark Thrash on the outside of that second row once again. He's going to be hoping Asher goes. Who's your pick tonight? I think it's going to be awfully hard to beat Moody if he doesn't get caught up. I think Mark is going to be there. Looks like Asher's pretty strong. Don't count out Shane Haas, although he is still on pit road. Of course, Hackney's going to be there if he doesn't get taken out. Hackney's going to be definitely contender. There's a few of them. But I think Moody's the strongest, honestly. And he hasn't gotten a win. He's going to be hungry. Moody has not gotten a win yet. All right, we got him stacked up 2 by 2, looking for the green flag. Out of turn number 4. We're going to see if we can get a green this time. Darm is in the building, right? Pace car is in, looking for that green flag from Sean Pointer. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they come down the front straightaway. These guys gonna, oh my God, Asher's gonna disappear a little bit there. That got a little sketchy for the front of the pack as they head into 1 and 2. Going to be Sean Pointer out front leading the way. Here comes Johnny No Pants looking up underneath Asher. Asher should get the run out of turn number 2. Will he try to duck up underneath the 20? He does. Here he comes looking for the lead into turn number 3 and 4. Asher going to cut down low. Big run. He shoves it into turn number 3 and 4. Pointer's going to get in line out of turn 4. New race leader at the line. It's going to be Asher Hansen. That time by. What's up, Ford? Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Asher going to lead it into turn number 1 and 2. Timothy going to shoot up to the outside. We got a little bit of bumper tag behind this, but here comes Pointer to the outside of Asher out of turn number 2. Drag race down the back straightaway. Here comes Timothy Mesmer up on the outside. Timothy going to shove it in hard into turn number 3 and 4. Will they be 3 wide? I think they are. Out of turn number 4, 3 wide for the lead. Pointer almost clears himself high on Timothy as they come across the line. 3 wide. Asher had it that time by. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Mark's going to give a big bump to the back of that number 18. That's going to push him out, but here comes Timothy ripping the top side out of turn number 2. Oh, Pointer into the wall. He's loose. He's wrecking down the back straightaway. Pointer around. Down the back straightaway, heading for turn number 3 and 4. So caution flag is out once again as all right, out of turn and number 2. Oh, he just gets the wall. Oh! Wow, big hit there. So caution flag out here once again. So Asher in the lead, Timothy in second, Mark Thrash in third, Johnny No Pants going to be in fourth, Landon Moody in fifth, McGowan in that number 6 spot. 35 laps into this one. 35 laps into this one, 110 lap event. We are closing in. Oh, we are pretty close to that 1/3 of the way. Pit stops. Let's see. I don't know when they got to take tires. Honestly, don't know. We haven't had enough green flag laps, so it probably does not matter now. All right, we got them stacked up 2 by 2, looking for the green flag this time by. Who's it gonna be here tonight? Mark Thrash in that number 3 spot, now on the bottom side with Asher. Will get a better start. He should get a better start this time. Should be a little bit of communication in that Discord. Up on the high side, Timothy and Johnny No Pants looking for the green flag. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. Mark Thrash all over the back of the 18, heading for turn number 1. Big push by Mark Thrash. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Asher going to try to come up the track. Nope, he's going to stay on the bottom side. Look for Timothy to get a big run out of turn number 2. Thrash and Mesmer almost made contact. Timothy with a big run into turn number 3. We got a wreck towards the back. It is the 64 around. He's got a broken left front. He's got to go get that fixed. So is the number 95 as they head for turn number 3. Back up to the front. It is going to be Asher leading the way. Timothy all over the back of him into turn number 1 and 2. Timothy going to look to the outside as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Timothy going to get the wall. Here comes Johnny No Pants. Down low. Big run out of turn number 2. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, Asher going to blink out a little bit, coming now to turn number 4. Here comes Mark Thrash in that number 38. Looking for turn number 1 and 2. Oh, big door by Johnny No Pants into Thrash. They're going to keep it straight through turn number 1 and 2. They touch a little bit out of turn number 2. Thrash going to keep the number 3 spot. No Pants falls back in line. Back to the front. It's going to be Timothy Mesmer to the point, heading for turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Going to be single file now up at the front. Mark Thrash trying to close the gap. Here comes Asher back low on the 327. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Asher going to ship it in, but here comes Timothy with the big run on the outside out of turn number 2. You got to wonder, how hard is he working on those tires in the 327? That top side is faster, but it's harder on the tires as they he's into the wall. Timothy into the wall. Here comes Asher fighting back to the inside. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. It is side by side for the lead. Here comes Johnny Gudicoats in the number 41. He's looking to mix it up. He's going to think about 3 wide, decides against it, gets in line behind Timothy into turn number 1 and 2. Timothy going to keep the lead. Here comes No Pants to the outside. Goodcoot's going to take the number 2 spot. Asher falls back to 3rd. Mark Thrash in 4th. They're going to get single file into turn number 1 and 3 and 4. I guess it helps if I know what I'm talking about. Out of turn number 4, Johnny No Pants looking for the lead, closing the gap, putting the pressure on the 327. He's going to get the outside out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Gudicoot's going to roll that high side as Timothy had moved down to the bottom side. He must have been thinking about the tires too. Starting to roll the bottom in the 327. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Here comes Asher down low on Timothy. Gudicoot's to the point out of turn number 4. He's going to lead this time by. So Gutekunst with the lead as they head down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. But here comes Timothy. Timothy going to come down low. Gutekunst might have got a little bit of the wall into turn number 1. He's going to get the run out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, able to keep the lead as Timothy continues to put the pressure on him. Let's see what's going on back here. We got Moody and Hackney side by side for that number 7 spot. Hackney rolling the bottom as Moody going to roll the top out of turn. And number 4 slide job by Hackney as he takes the number 7 spot away from Moody down the front straightaway looking for 1 and 2. You got to wonder who is playing that tire strategy game at this point. Moody looks to be falling back. Is he struggling or is he saving tire as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway? Good battle in front of them between Banks and Smeal into turn number 3 and 4. Top 4 starting to race it out once again. Here comes Asher up underneath Timothy. You got to wonder, Timothy, he had been running the high side an awful lot, running it hard. Is he beating up those tires in the 327 as Asher tries to roll his way forward? And that number 18 out of turn number 2. He's got to fall back in line. The bottom side does not have it as Mark Thrash gives him a big push down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3. Timothy in the wall again. That's going to allow Asher to pull up underneath him. Asher going to blink out just a little bit there as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. No Pants continues to lead. Asher up underneath Timothy for the number 2 spot. Mark Thrash just behind him as they head into turn number 1 and 2. So 46 laps into this one down the back straightaway. Closing in on the halfway point here tonight as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Timothy going to roll the top side through 3 and 4. Closes some of that gap on the 41 as they come across the line. Thrash going to take the number 3 spot. Asher is going to fall back to 4th. We're going to go take a look and see Hackney trying to make his way up forward, up underneath the 13, looking for that number 5 spot. Can he clear him? John Smeal back to the outside. Big run out of turn number 2. Oh, Smeal got a little loose coming out of turn number 2, or push. I'm not really sure, but had to back out of it. That's going to allow Hackney back up underneath. Here comes Moody in the number 84. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. It is a gaggle of cars back here from about 5th on back. Hackney leading this pack as they head for turn number 1 and 2. A lot of cars back here jockeying for position as Hackney going to finally clear himself out in front of this group. That should help him set sail on the front, guys, as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. These guys are almost 2.5 seconds back from that front group. That front group could really take it easy right now if they wanted to, but they still continue to race it out. Here comes Mark Thrash looking up underneath Timothy. Gutekunst has to love what he's seeing behind him. These guys continue to race. He's able to run his line, run his race, save those tires. That's going to help him out a lot as he's able to pull away as these guys are side by side out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. Mesmer going to get the wall in turn number 3 and 4. I don't even think maybe they're not racing that hard. Just kind of running the line they want to run it as Mark Thrash going to take that number 2 spot as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Yeah, I just think they're running their line. I don't really think they're racing each other that hard as Timothy comes fighting back on the outside. He's going to bang the wall out of turn number 2. He's going to have to be awfully careful there. Keeps tapping that wall. That could cost him. He's into the wall hard in 3 and 4. Thrash going to slide him. Wow, that was close. Out of turn 4 as Timothy going to cross him over down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. That was a butt pucker moment right there. I'll tell you that much. Oh, hold on. We gotta go take another look at that. Mark barely clears him out of 4. Yeah, Timothy had to back out of that. We're going to take a look from the cockpit of Timothy. Watch how close this is. Mark's going to park it right on the nose of the 327. 3 wide for the number 2 spot. Now Johnny Gutekunst has to be loving it, and so is Keith Hackney as he is closing the gap on this group. Only 1.5 seconds back now as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Oh, Timothy into the wall. Asher going to get around him. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Gutekunst now out 0.7 of a second over Mark Thrash. Asher in third. Timothy Mesmer in fourth. Keith Hackney only 1 second back, working with Pointer, trying to work their way forward down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1. So these guys starting to close the gap on the front of the pack. Gutekunst continues to lead down the back straightaway. He's got 2 seconds over that pair, which is probably a good thing for him. These two working together, working that draft. Let's take a look behind him. Shane Haas has moved his way up to 7th. Landon Moody struggling, falling back in that number 84 as they come out of turn number 4. He's actually got a little bit of damage, I think, on the right front of that number 84. You got to wonder, is that affecting the handling of that car? Let's go take a little bit closer look at the damage on Landon Moody. Yeah, there's definitely some damage on the right front of that number 84. It's got to be affecting him at this point. Gutekunst coming down onto pit road. Green flag, pit stop starting as Johnny No Pants pulls down onto pit road. Asher going to inherit the lead as Mark Thrash is now back into that number 3 spot. Hackney in the number 2 spot. Hackney now up to 3rd. Timothy falling back to 4th. Pointer in that number 5 position. So green flag pit stops have started as Hackney looking for more up underneath Mark Thrash. You got to wonder, did he take tires the last time he was in? Let's see how long his last pit stop was. No, he didn't. He didn't take tires, not at 5.8 seconds. So Hackney moving forward in that number 69. Mark Thrash now on to pit road in that number 38. He's going to get some fresh rubbers, more than likely, as he rolls onto pit road for his pit stop. Asher continues to lead Hackney in the number 2 spot. Timothy Mesmer in 3rd. Sean Pointer in 4th. All right, so Asher going to pit this time by, he says, in the number 18. Keith Hackney going to inherit the lead when Asher jumps onto pit road. So pit stops that strategy is now going to start to play a role as Asher has to hit pit road perfect. He just ran a 600 mile race at Charlotte. He should have lots of practice with this pitting as he pulls onto pit road in that number 18. Down on pit road, Keith Hackney inherits the lead. Timothy in 2nd. Sean Pointer in 3rd. Definitely quite a race going on here. Back in that number 4 spot as they are side by side. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Almost a little contact as Dalton going to take that number 4 spot back. Shane Haas trying to fight back on the inside. Moody has stayed out in that number 84. Gotta wonder. I mean, he needs a caution to fix that damage. That is I mean, there's a little bit of damage on that 84. That's definitely affecting the handling of that car here tonight. Oh, Nevin takes it in the middle into the door of the 747 of Tyson Banks. Banks going to pull out. He had to use his fast repair early, not looking to get in a wreck again as he backs out and falls back into the number 10 spot. So more pit stops happening here soon as you can hear him coming over and miking up and letting them know as the top 3 stay single file. Timothy going to go to the high side. Pointer's going to go around Timothy, falls back to 3rd. Who's going to be the next driver to pull down onto pit road? We're going to find out here soon. Looks like it might be Timothy as he rolls through turn number 3 and 4. Timothy Mesmer on pit road in that 327. It's going to be interesting, too, because the guys that pitted earlier are going to have a little bit of track position here. Shane Haas, DeRosa, Moody, all on pit road now. Let's see, does Moody take that fast repair? We're about to find out. Or will he just let that roll as it stands now onto pit road for the number 84 of Landon Moody? as we get the first long green flag run here tonight. He is just taking the damage repair. He is not taking the fast repair as Pointer and Hackney continue to lead the way. Cody Nevin up to the number 3 spot. Prettyman in 4th. Zach Wells in 5th. Reeser and Remington James, your top 7. Tyson Banks on to pit road in the 747. Looks like Dalton did not take 4 tires. He might have taken 2, as he only had a 7-second pit stop, able to get out in front of Timothy Mesmer, as Kevin Prettyman now on to pit road. Jared King down onto pit road, so only 7 cars have not hit pit road during this green flag run, as we are 64 laps into this one, well past the halfway point. Pointer in that number 20, Cody Nevin and Zach Wells have not pitted. Tony Basler, is he going to pit? No, he's going to stay out this time by. So 5 cars have not pitted, as here comes Keith Hackney down on pit road in the number 69. Our points leader looking for 4 tires and some gas as he comes down onto pit road. So Keith Hackney down on pit road in that number 69 Pointer, and Wells going to inherit the top 2 spots. I'm telling you, Johnny Gutekunst in a pretty good spot here in the number 41. He pitted early. Well, I say he's in a real good spot. He's got quite the lead over Mark Thrash. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. They're real close. Never mind. So this is the battle for the lead after pit cycles happen right there between Johnny Gutekunst and Mark Thrash. Asher Hansen. Keith Hackney is pulling off a pit road back onto the track. He's about 4 seconds back. That definitely cost him some track time. As we move back up to the front, looks like the 16 of Zach Wells coming down the pit road. Zach Wells coming at you down on pit road. That's going to leave Sean Pointer and Tony Basler, the only ones that have not pitted yet. Let's see. Tony going to stay out. So has Pointer. No. Somebody just said they're pitting. I'm not sure who's pitting next, but Pointer out front. Tony in second. 28-second lead for Sean Pointer. Tony's hoping for a caution. That could change everything for him, but he is coming down onto pit road this time. So the only one left, no, Pointer's coming down on pit road too. So Mark Thrash taking the spot away from Johnny Gutekunst, should take the lead. All right, so those guys are on pit road. Pointer 1 lap ahead. Will he make it off of pit road in time to maintain the lead, as this should be the battle for the lead as they come out of turn number 2? Down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Johnny Gutekunst in the number 2 spot. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, it is going to be Johnny No Pants with the lead when they head into turn number 1, as Pointer is just now coming off of pit road. Mark Thrash fighting back on the inside. Gutekunst's going to fight back on the outside out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. 3-car battle for the lead as they head for turn number 3 and 4. Pointer is going to be 5 seconds back, maybe more, from this battle as they head for turn number 3. Where Hackney must have got, did Hackney get a penalty? Hackney off of pit road must have had a penalty as he comes back out on the track. Hackney is a few laps down. Hackney is 3 laps down. Not sure what happened to him. Yeah, so Keith Hackney came back onto pit road. Must have had a penalty, maybe a stop and go. That is unfortunate for the number 69. One of those rare mistakes that could take him out of tonight's race. Back up to the battle for the lead as Mark Thrash continues to fight side by side with the number 41 of Johnny Gutekunst. 71 laps complete in this one. Pointer with fresher tires should be able to close some of the gap on those guys in front of him. As let's see, what was the difference? Oh, quite the difference. About 14 laps between Johnny Gutekunst and Sean Pointer. So Sean Pointer has 14 lap newer tires. I'm kind of curious when that advantage will swing and flatten out, as we are almost 75 laps into this one. So I'm curious. I'm not sure how long they can go on fuel, but I am definitely curious to figure out when these guys will pit again. These three fighting. So we got 2 packs of 3 for first through 6. Let's go jump back. There's another pack. I think they like the pack of 3s here. No. Yeah, pack of 3s. And then it's just split up. No, that's a pack of 3. Nevin's the odd man out all by himself. Cody Nevin is the odd man. He got some damage, and I think it was affecting the way that car was handling. So Gutekunst might be in a good position to win this one here tonight. So it'll be curious to see if he is able to hold on, as he is going to complete 75 laps when they cross this time by. The 82 of Jared King next to go 1 lap down. Lap traffic up ahead, and it looks like Asher and Thrash have fallen a ways back from our leader. So these guys splitting up a little bit here tonight. Thrash must have had one of those oh shit moments. He's in a he definitely has some damage on the right front of that thing. Must have gotten the wall. Let's go take a closer look at that. Yeah, Mark Thrash with similar damage to what Landon Moody has. Definitely has some damage on the right front. Some of these guys are gonna be looking for some for a caution flag. Mark Thrash with damage on that number 38. He needs to just be consistent tonight. He's got a bit of a lead on Landon Moody. This is going to put him in a good spot. You got a BS commercial. I think if you subscribe, you get rid of the commercials. I have YouTube Premium, so I don't ever get commercials. Johnny Gutekunst continues to lead the way. Asher Hansen in second. Mark Thrash in third. Sean Pointer in that number 4 spot. Definitely closing the gap on Mark Thrash. Let's take a look at Mark Thrash's. Yeah, Mark Thrash is definitely off the pace in that number 38. Definitely significant damage on that thing, as Sean Pointer is closing the gap about 0.7 of a second every lap. Oh, a couple laps. He will be there with Mark Thrash. I'll tell you what, stellar run out of the 41 as he puts the 28 one more lap down. Or 1 lap down. That's Reeser, right? That's Reeser in the number 28. Last week's winner going a lap down as Gutekunst continues to dominate this one. Asher definitely starting to close the gap a little bit. No, just a little. Mark Thrash has picked up the pace again, but Pointer's still a 0.5 second faster. That's not really a big surprise. He does have newer tires. But Asher definitely picking the pace 0.2 of a second quicker than Gutekunst last time by. Why can't you play with a new race car? Oh, let's see, what do we got going on? Just checking and making sure all the streams looking good. They are looking good right now. Let's see. Gutekunst continues to lead. Asher Hansen in second. Oh, we lost some ground. All right, so Gutekunst got a pit again. So that is interesting. Maybe he is pitting just because he knows this is the point, but he is only, 25 laps-ish into a run? So Gutekunst down on pit road. Pointer going to move up to the number 2 spot. Mark Thrash down on pit road. He's got the damage on that number 38. Broken differential. Oh. So Mark Thrash down on pit road with the damage on that number 38. Decided to take the earlier pit. Asher Hansen out front, leading the way, as it's going to be 82 laps complete as we close in on the end of this one. Less than 30 laps to go. 28 to be exact. Shane Haas now up into the number 2 spot as it looks like Sean Pointer jumps down on pit road. Didn't want to get caught so far behind this time with such a short distance left in the race. These guys starting to make those pit stops. You know, people are going to start to get fatigued. A lot of these guys, dirt guys, could they make a mistake coming onto pit road and change everything here tonight? Oh, we got a wreck. What a save by Timothy Mesmer in the 327. Big save out of Timothy there as him and Moody get together. Moody pushed. Oh, Timothy is all over the back of him. If Timothy wrecks him, that's going to change the whole tone of this race. As they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, it is going to be 84 laps complete for the field as Timothy is working Landon Moody for that number 5 spot. Well, I say he's working him. He might be working him for more than 5th. As these guys beating and banging, Asher continues to lead the way. Moody into the wall. Moody slides up into the wall in turn number 3 and 4. Timothy going to take the spot back. Moody going to cut back up underneath as Asher continues to lead here tonight in that number 18. You got to, this is a tough spot to be in. Oh, no, Timothy's been there. So this is a gaggle of cars right here. This could be trouble as Landon's got, Timothy into the back of Prettyman. We got a big battle here for position as Prettyman gets moved out of the way. Timothy and Moody battling it out hard as they head down the front straightaway. Oh man, these guys are really shaking each other down. That somehow they survived that. As it looks like Pointer is going to take that spot away from Gutekunst. Gutekunst falling behind him into that number 10 spot. That could be the pass for the lead. Asher continues to lead the way. You got to wonder how much more time he could continue to run that number 18. Will we get a caution? John Smeal on the pit road in the number 13. If we get a caution right now, Asher is Shane Haas, Timothy Moody, Prettyman, Banks, and Nevin all going to be in a great spot here tonight as Mark Thrash going to start to navigate his way up through the field, trying to gain and put himself in a good spot for when this race finishes. Let's see who's going to be the next one on the pit road. Mark Thrash could be sitting in 3rd or 4th when this thing cycles through. right now, Asher and Shane. Here comes Asher. Asher on the pit road, our leader on pit road. Shane Haas staying out in that number 23. He's going to lead this time by Timothy on the pit road in the 327. So pit stops now starting to happen. Could there be a caution flag to shake everything down? Let's see. This is going to put Shane Haas a lap ahead of... There's only going to be 5 people on the lead lap if the caution comes out right now. I can tell you there's 5 people out there praying for a caution flag as it is 20 laps to go as Shane Haas crosses the line. Shane Haas is going to be pitting this time. Landon Moody down on pit road in the number 84. Shane Haas pitting this time by in the number 23. Will Prettyman follow? That's going to put 4 cars that have not hit pit road yet. Make it 3 when Shane Haas pits. And it looks like Johnny Gutekunst has made his way back around Pointer and taken what could be the lead here tonight. And Mark Thrash gaining on the number 20. Oh, we're going to end up with a good battle for the lead if this cycles through. We got the top 3 are going to be, well, we'll see where Asher's not far from this group. This could get real interesting here tonight as Mark Thrash looking for his way around the number 20. He's going to get the high side of Pointer and take what could be the number 2 spot if this cycles through. Now, here's another question. There are 3 people that have not pitted up at the front. I don't know. No, it's not going to make a difference. I was wondering if somebody might take 2 tires, but I don't think that will happen. Did Pointer take 2 tires? That could be a good question. Pointer took 2 tires. That could be the struggles we're seeing out of the number 20 right now. So Sean Pointer took 2 tires when it came down that pit road. Tyson Banks pitting this time by. That's going to leave 2 cars that have not hit pit road as they head through turn at number 3 and 4. Prettyman on pit road. Oh, Banks almost duffed it coming onto pit road. Nevin's going to inherit the lead. Oh, if the caution flag comes out right now, that's going to be great news for the number 11. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, 5 cars on the lead lap as it stands right now. That'll put him in a great spot here tonight as he leads the field. It's going to be 16 laps to go. I don't think he probably doesn't have enough to make it the rest of the way. So I got to imagine he's going to have to pit. He's 20 seconds ahead of Johnny Gutekunst. Gutekunst is going to be our race leader when this cycles through. Mark Thrash second, Pointer in third, Asher Hansen in fourth, as he is going to clear the 69 of Keith Hackney. This could get interesting. I don't know. Smeal's going to race his way back on the lead lap. I don't know if Mark Thrash has enough to reel in the 41 of Johnny Gutekunst. And here comes Asher. I was worried about Mark Thrash reeling him in. Asher Hansen breaking his way around Pointer and Thrash out of turn number 2. Asher is on a mission in that number 18 as Gutekunst is going to be our leader when Cody Nevin hits pit road. I don't know if he can save enough. I don't think he can save enough. I mean, it is a possibility. He's got a 20-second lead over the number 2 car of Johnny Gutekunst. Nevin on the pit road. I say that. Nevin hits pit road. This is going to cycle through. Johnny Gutekunst is going to have the lead. Asher in tow. Smeal. Oh, what happened? Pointer on pit road. Oh, Pointer must have all F4. Pointer is gone. Running till yellow. So Sean Pointer is no longer in the race. Gutekunst leads the way. Asher Hansen second. Mark Thrash in third. Oh, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a huge points day for the 38 of Mark Thrash. Gutekunst not too bad for himself either in the number 41 as he comes out of turn at number 4. It is going to be 13 laps to go, and I'll tell you what, Asher Hansen is coming in a hurry in that number 18. We are going to end up with a battle for the lead here before the end of this one. He was a half a second quicker that time by. Internet said bye-bye. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes the 18 of Asher Hansen through turn number 3 and 4. Coming to the line, 12 laps to go. Are we going to end up with a new leader? Not this time. Baez Gutekunst holds on for one more time around. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Asher's going to clear and put Asher to the point. It is, oh, we got a caution. I have no idea. All right, we're going to see if we can figure out what happened here. Oh, Moody gets turned. All right, so that brings out the caution. I couldn't figure out what brought out the caution, but this is going to tell us right here. Landon Moody up and around in that number 84. We're going to jump in the chopper. For some reason, it didn't show me anything. Yeah, they just didn't know. Oh, my God. Absolutely killed Moody. Oh, my God. He is not happy. He's going to let Dalton know as the caution flag comes out here once again. And it is going to be less than a 10-lap shootout. But I'll tell you what, I think Asher is the one to beat right now. He was definitely the fastest car on the track, I believe. Let me go. I don't know. There's a couple guys that got fresher tires. It's going to be awfully interesting. Asher was definitely setting one hell of a pace, almost quick times. So I think Asher is going to be awfully hard to beat here. All right, so caution flag out here once again tonight. Looks like Dalton DeRosa are going to come down onto pit road. Landon Moody probably also. No, Landon stays out in the 84. Now he knows what it feels like, right? All right, so this is going to get interesting. They got them stacked up 2 by 2. We're going to be looking for that green flag with an 8-lap shootout. They could delay that. I did see Dalton go down on the pit road in the number 17. No, he got the fast repair. Dalton had tires? Oh, this could be interesting. All right, so Asher leads the way. Johnny Gutekunst in second. Mark Thrash in third. John Smeal fourth. Zach Wells in fifth. Shane Haas sixth. Timothy Mesmer seventh. Tyson Banks eighth. Cody Nevin ninth. And Landon Moody going to round out your top 10 as we are looking for the green flag. 8 laps to go. Don't go anywhere, guys. This is going to get absolutely fucking insane. I don't know who's going to win this one. I have no clue what to call on this one. This is going to get awfully interesting. Make sure you guys get those likes, shares, and follows out. Now's the time to share as the pace car is in. Green flag is out as they come across the line. 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go. Good jump from Gutekunst on the outside as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Asher going to try to send it in hard. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. A little bit of contact there as Thrash is pushing Gutekunst. Thrash looking for the lead. Oh, he makes contact with Gutekunst. Contact into 3 and 4. Here comes Asher fighting back. They're 3 wide out of turn number 4. Oh, big contact out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. 3 wide for the lead. Shane Haas looking for the lead, heading for turn number 1 and 2. Where did he come from? Down into turn number 1 and 2. It is side by side for the lead. Gutekunst out front. Shane Haas on the bottom side. Here comes Asher. Asher not ready to let this one go. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. We're going to get 6 laps to go at the line this time by. 6 laps to go as they come out of turn number 4. It is getting absolutely insane. Timothy Mesmer making his way up to the number 4 spot. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Asher up underneath looking for the lead into turn number 1. Big run for Gutekunst out of turn number 1. Down the back straightaway. Asher sideways looking for turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Shane Haas to the bottom side. 3-car battle for the lead on a turn number 4. 5 laps to go at the line. I'll tell you what, Asher did not want to see that caution flag. He had this one. He had to feel like he had it in the bag as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Asher back down low. Gutekunst in the wall. Asher looking for the lead out of turn 2. He's going to come up the track, puts it up front. Asher to the point down the back straightaway. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Will we end up with a caution here as Timothy is making his way forward in the 327 out of turn number 4. 4 laps to go. Cody Nevin's up in the mix. Nevin up in the mix in the number 11 as they come down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Almost in the back of Gutekunst. 3 wide into turn number 1 and 2. Big run for Gutekunst on the outside. Asher pulling away down the back straightaway as they battle for second on back. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Timothy gonna absolutely send it into turn number 3. Slides up the track. Here comes Gutekunst out of turn number 4. Pushes Timothy as Hackney on the bottom side trying to race his way up to the front. Several laps down as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Asher has this one in the bag if he doesn't have a mistake. Oh, Timothy in the wall down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Nevin. Nevin in the back. Mesmer into the wall through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 2 laps to go at the line. 2 laps to go as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Who's it going to be? Asher is going to be very happy with this one. He's got a half a second lead. Timothy Mesmer in that number 2 spot. Cody Nevin has worked his way up to 3rd. Gutekunst has to feel like he's robbed at this point as they come out of turn number 2. Here comes Nevin in 11. Nevin down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to lick the stamp and send it into turn number 3 and 4. Asher gets the white flag. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Hackney giving a big push to Nevin into turn number 1 and 2. Battle's going to be for second on back as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Asher leads the way in the number 18 machine. Timothy Mesmer in 3rd. Shane Haas in 4th. Through turn number 3 and 4. Timothy in the wall out of turn number 4. Asher going to take the win. Nevin almost got there. Checkered flag in the air. Hansen, Nevin, Mesmer, Haas, Gutekunst, your top 5. What a race here. Asher earned that one in the number 18. Wow. That's a lot of laps for Asher. He's done like 500 laps in the last few hours. All right, let's go ahead and go through these results, and then we will pull those guys in. What a finish here tonight. It's going to be Asher with the win. Cody Nevin in 2nd. Timothy Mesmer in 3rd. Shane Haas in the number 4 spot. Johnny Gutekunst in 5th. Going to be Tyson Banks in the number 6 spot. Dalton DeRosa in 7th. Zach Wells in 8th. Going to be Randy Reeser. Randy Reeser in the number 9 spot. John Smeal in 10th. Mark Thrash in 11th. Landon Moody in the number 12 spot. Jared King in 13th. Keith Hackney in 14th. Going to be Remington James in the number 15 spot. Sean Pointer in 16th. Prettyman in 17th. Besler in 18th. That is going to be McGowan, Nix, Gibbs, Smith, and Andring rounding out the field. Let's go find this top 3. What a finish here tonight, guys. All right. All right, Pallet. Later, bud. All right, let's go find that top 3. Where are they? Where are they? Well, that was bad, boring, and then exciting.
I would agree with that.
Timothy, you gonna unmute yourself?
Yes.
All right, what a crazy one here tonight, Timothy. A lot of ups and downs for you. A little bit of elbows up with Landon at one point there. I know he slid up into you a little bit. Great save by you here tonight, but man, that 327 was quick when you could run that top side.
Yeah, I had played my cards absolutely perfectly there near the end. Nevin played them a little better, but I played them perfect. I took the track position where he had to go farther back than I did on that last restart, and I thought I had it good until Tony the Tiger decided he wanted to come from last and race while 2 laps down. I love Keith to death, but man, he's a little fucking competitive.
He just wanted to prove that he belonged there. I knew exactly what he was doing there. But man, man, we don't get to see out there a whole lot, but on that controller, out there wheeling that thing, it's got to be good to get a good finish with these guys. I know you have been expecting better, and that was a great finish for you.
I mean, it was a good finish. At the end of the day, we made up some of the points that we lost, especially at Charlotte. Running out of fuel on the back straightaway, that still haunts me in my dreams. Not sure how I did it, not sure why I did it, but we still did it. I blame the fuel man, Cody Nevin. He just didn't put enough fuel in the thing.
He was too busy trying to find a nose for his car. Come on, let's be honest.
Always.
Yeah, I mean, he went in my parts trailer, Keith's parts trailer. He couldn't find a nose anywhere. Eventually, I think I seen him out there with ratchet straps and duct tape. But I mean, all in all, tonight was a good race. For my first time ever actually running Kansas, and like my 6th or 7th time actually in an ARCA car. It's good to compete with guys who don't do nothing but asphalt. Especially on the controller that I'm on. It's starting to get a little old, starting to get a little stick drift, a little hard to hold it, straight down the straightaways. As for Landon, I think I need to get that sticker off of Keith's bumper because, yeah, that that hurt a little bit. My right front hurt a little bit after that. The car never drove the same. Even after I got a fast repair, it just would not turn in any sort of traffic, side by side traffic, somebody in front of me. It would not rotate for the life of it. But it is what it is. I'm glad we had a good night and just frustrated. Just frustrated.
Well, great run. Go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors.
Yeah, I want to thank Nevin for putting this on, regardless of everything drama-wise going on in Dirt Ovals. Nevin still found the time to give us a place to race. And I think it goes undersaid how good of a person Nevin actually is. Everybody gets their own opinion of somebody based on the very few encounters they have with them, but Nevin's a good dude. Good to see you back, James. Good to see you back, man.
It's good to be back.
Definitely missed you at Knoxville. Especially really missed you at Knoxville, But and then Factory 11, it's fun. It's fun. CNF track prep, Bowden with his farm company. I want to say his last name, but I know I'm gonna butcher it. And I'm not getting fussed at for that one. And then everybody that helps me in the real life car, we're making the change from limited racing to crate racing just because of the money behind it. There's a lot more 10,000, 50,000 win races in crate racing than there are in limited racing nowadays. So we're just going to make that change. And I want to thank Eric Thompson at Meta Race Cars and Performance Parts for actually helping me find the motor and tires. Tony Bassler for buying me a 54-gallon drum of fuel. And then all my other sponsors. There's more than enough to name. But I'm not going to try that because I'm going to leave out somebody and then they're going to get mad.
Well, good run. Thanks for putting on a show. Cody, you finished with a nose tonight.
Yeah, about time, man. We're running on eclipse.
Man, that thing, we didn't expect it. You got in here late tonight, had to rush home to make the race, had John do the driver's meeting, got out here, solid finish, second place, and I don't know, you caught Asher real quick there at that, just not enough time, but that 11 was fast.
Yeah, definitely. We played the cards right, man. We gambled on fuel and we stayed up with Keith and went in with Keith, and Keith ended up getting some kind of black and pay road. Me and him were kind of set up on the same strategy, and yeah, we had 3 more laps, man. We were flying, just played the tires right and fuel right, and it was a blast, man. Track was racy top to bottom. You could run cut down, slider, pretty much whatever you wanted. I mean, slider on an asphalt track, that's crazy, but yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Congratulations to Asher on the win.
Yeah, there was definitely some crazy moves there. That last restart, I mean, walk me through that. You had to make up a lot of positions there, and it was crazy. Everybody was on different tire strategies. People were slower, faster, making mistakes. I mean, how did you navigate that and not get caught up? And how did everybody navigate it and not get caught up in something? It's a good question, but how did you gain all those spots?
I mean, that's when we set up these lobbies, we do 3 green white checkers, and I thought for sure we'd use at least 1 or 2 of them. But yeah, no, that was insane restart. I kind of just went where they weren't and picked a spot and held it to the boards. I told myself, I told the guys I was in Discord with them, I'm going for it. I got tires, I got plenty of fuel. We're going for it. So just kind of, obviously all of us, like I said I don't know if you heard me or not, but I said we're all friends here and we all race each other hard but respectful. So it's kind of trying to balance that. But I mean, hey man, we were going whether we seen checker flag or God, so but it was crazy. I mean, like you said, the start was rough, but the boys figured it out, and I thought it put on some pretty good racing. So,
well, the strategy was definitely interesting. I said, usually they have this flurry of cautions where they're trying to get it figured out, and it happens at some point in the race, and we got that early, and then we got that long green flag run, and a caution to make it really interesting at the end. But that was good for you. That was not so good for Mark and Gudekunst, but it worked out the same for Asher. Asher had to be nervous there too. But good run for you. Wanted to give a shout out to Friends Family Sponsors.
Yeah, I appreciate it, James. Yeah, now one thing I'll say is that I seen Asher get in the wall coming into 3 and 4, and I just I held her right to the boards. I'm like, well, she's gonna turn her, she's not, but no. Yeah, no, I'm glad the restart come at the end. I'm glad that yellow came out because I was hoping it wouldn't end on a field run to make it more exciting for everybody watching. So once again, big shout out to Asher on first place there. Good run to Timothy in third. Great to have you back, James. Definitely missed you. You've been missed in the community. I'll tell you that much. Factory 11 Sim Sports show. Oh, I bet, dude. It's yeah, it definitely needs, the community needs good people more now than ever. Factory 11, all my boys over here at Factory 11, all the MDI TV guys coming out and running. Everybody that makes this happen, makes this possible every Wednesday night. Good run to everybody. Factory 11 Sim Sports, CNAV Track Prep, Tunnel Vision by Hackney, John Smeal Race Design, Brant Farms, John Gudakoots, everything he does for us, setups by Nevin, Trap House Chassis, everybody down the list, man. Everybody week in, week out helps get it done. And yeah, man, we'll keep plugging along.
Definitely a good one. So we got Asher down in Victory Lane sipping that apple juice. Is it in a juice box? I just pick it on you. Man, good run here to
Coke.
Go ahead.
I'm probably drinking Coke. That's probably what I'm drinking.
Good run here tonight, man. Strategy playing a role there. I was like, man, I thought Johnny had it, and here you are passing him before Cody went out on the pit road, and I'm like, this could be the battle for the win. And that was pretty wild. I mean, you were a half a second faster than him at the before that yellow flag came out, man. That 18 was ripping.
Well, that run before, I got a little nervous because I pitted a little later than him. I feel like the tire wear wasn't that big of a difference though, but I waited even longer that time, and I just was like, I'm not saving anymore. I'm just gonna go for it, and it ended up working out. Almost. It almost did not work out though.
I'll tell you what, you had a couple close moments in this race, and you go through and you take the lead away from Johnny, and the caution flag comes out right after you take the lead. I mean, what was going through your mind at that point?
Well, I knew I would most likely be okay if nobody had tires, but when I saw Cody coming in 3 and 4 with like a full head of steam, I got nervous coming out of 4 right there. But glad there was another lap. I'm glad this race was only 110 laps and not like 115.
Yeah, more green white checkers would have been scary.
Yeah, I would have not survived.
Well, great run here tonight. What is that? Almost 800 miles for you tonight. You just ran a Coke 600. You come out here and run 110 laps here. So that's what, another 150, 165 more miles on top of the 600 that you just run. So a lot of miles for you here tonight. And that number 18, why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
M&M's on the car for sponsoring this ARCA race, and Cody for setting this league up, and thank you for everybody that congratulated me for the win, and congrats on second place and third place, Cody and Timothy.
Well, Mark says he's got his broken tie ride off, so you can sign it.
Oh, and also I'm sorry to Mark. I kind of messed him up there with that green flag run, and he had wheel damage because of it, so that was my bad, and I apologize.
Good run, guys. Fun race, and I will talk to you guys in a minute.
Appreciate it, Jay.
All right, guys, that is going to be it for tonight. Appreciate you guys coming out, as always. Oh, I am tired. It has been a long couple weeks for me. I am happy to be back, though. We'll be back tomorrow with Woot, and guess what? Monday nights are back again. Don't want to miss that. As always, until next time, be safe and have a good night.